have no words. I have none. Except for this is what happens when I try and do crazy new things and not pay attention to when I try and do crazy new things and not. Yeah. Oh, well, almost heard myself twice.
It happens to all of us. It's okay.
You just you need a producer to help you out. Yeah.
You know. And so I put some like nice music.
I like the intro, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, the intro's hella cool.
The intro was really cool. You know, that is how.
Okay, yeah. Hey, world.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, so tonight we were gonna have the first episode of Barrel's Middle miniseries, and we had some technical difficulties. I half expected the Benny Hill thing, that wouldn't be terribly far off. I literally was gallivantingly running up the stairs from work, jumped into my room, stepped on the cat. That's an exaggeration. I didn't step on the cat. She ran out of the way. But I probably would have had she not run out of the way. Turn the computer on, hit go right at 8:30, and I was so freaking proud of myself for making it back right on time. And then, you know, it's fine. So we're
it's just like I think Saunders said. That needs to be Aaron's intro.
Just like
just running in.
It is half my life. That's okay.
The DM shuffle.
The DM shuffle. Do. And part tears, part like freak out. So we'll just paraphrase some of the things that went down. Some of the characters, because some of our characters are currently sleeping or in the process of because it's like early morning for them, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's just
on the
like
other side of the world.
On the other side of the world. Let's see. I have a world clock. Currently, it is 4 a.m. for them. So, you know, it is what it is. But yay.
Yeah. So set the scene for me and those who weren't there. So it opens with Barrel, right?
It literally did. We opened with Barrel. Barrel was in her study. She was poring over a list of names that had been given to her by her contact there in the city of Atet. So like there was a little bit of a time jump. It was probably like a day or so worth from whenever we did the me and him thing where Atet was telling him about the Warforged and the inert Warforged. And so he had got in contact with a harper by the name of Evron, Evron, that had given her a list of all of these like super great people, like top-notch superheroes, cream of the crop. And she was just like, not about it.
Yeah. They might be the cream of the crop, but Barrel was not interested in finding people that would be a little too inquisitive, people that might be missed. So she decided to see if there were any unsavory mercenaries that would be willing to do dirty work. So she spoke with Evron and asked him if there was anything that he can do, anyone that's not in that file.
Yeah. And he was kind of flabbergasted about it because he was just like, wait, what? Really? Like, I did all this work to give you the best of the best for this very important mission that I thought was like of super secret importance and whatnot. And here you are wanting like, because she literally said, I think I want the bottom of the barrel. And he's like, you want the bottom of the barrel. Okay.
It's literally like, oh, look at all this. And he was like,
nah.
Yeah.
So
I don't want it.
While we had a little visit from Vice, because Vice came in and checked on you because he hadn't heard from you in a little bit. He had mentioned how he had tried using a dictionary to talk to the inert Warforged. He used a common dictionary. He tried using all the words he knew in Infernal, and then even a Netherese dictionary that Atet was able to find. And so far, nothing had been able to like awaken, awake, rise. Like he was just trying all sorts of things and nothing was working. And so then he was
For those who don't know, this is Beryl's assistant in her workshop in the city of Atet.
yes.
And
Trying
Shalom
to
did not work.
activate
He
these
is.
dark and scary, very warlike looking Warforged.
Do you remember how many of you guys have watched The Mandalorian like all the way through? Like second season particularly. No one. Okay, never
You're
mind.
gonna risk spoilers.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. But there was something that kind of like it reminded me visually of what they kind of look like. I think you have an idea. You might because you watched it, right?
I mean, I watched it.
You watched it a little bit
all the way through.
All the way through. Okay, so you probably have an idea what I'm talking about. But there was like big scary robots that just aren't activated. So, Vice was kind of like poking around, seeing what was going on, and then Beryl was just like, "Yeah, I'm good, and so he left. And then we had he's like, "Oh, by the way, I ordered you some food to take care, like you need to eat some things." So he had ordered basically room service for her at her little lounge, and a character walks in and presents her with food and is very like proper about everything that he does. And this was actually one of our other players, Redneck, who his character Cole was under the guise of a server and was just kind of like scoping things out because he was kind of looking in to see also if this was the person he was looking for. So then after that there was like a little bit of a talking to. That's when Evron showed up. They had that talking to, wanting the bottom of the barrel. I need mercenaries, I need people who aren't going to ask questions, etc. Cole had actually taken the room next to Beryl's study and was kind of like trying to listen in through the wall and just trying to see when to appear. And as soon as Evron left, a cloned version of himself appeared in the room because he'd already kind of looked around to see where everything was at. A cloned version of himself appeared in the room and was like, "Hey, I might know of someone that could be of use to you."
So is this like a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure sort of situation where they left and then showed up from another timeline right after they left?
Kind
Or
of.
like-
He made it apparent that Cole, he was like, I was looking because he did like this whole like waving routine, as I recall. It's like trying to get Beryl to wave at him, and whenever he waved, he was showing off that he had a tattoo on his arm.
I rolled low on
Ah.
perception.
Yeah,
so
and he rolled really low on perception.
That's so
had no idea
hilarious.
what was happening. She just thought this fella's a little weird, so she closed the door slowly on him.
Yeah, like, okay, you can get out of here now. So he had the symbol of the Knights of Silver Moon, which, if you look down below me, is that little circle with the like a line that goes. It has like a little pointy thing that goes like that. That's the symbol. I need to put just that symbol.
And which
somewhere.
Iskra and Renan also bear.
Which Iskra and Renan also. Oh yeah, Renan also has that. Because I had told Minty, I was like, that Beryl would have recognized it, kind of like I had seen it somewhere before, but maybe with that low perception, I was just like, didn't know where, but it looked kind of familiar, but whatever. And then once the clone of him was in the room, he was like, yeah, I was seeing if you had one of these, but it's fine. I'm here to help you. I've been sent to help you find some people. I know where we can find some people that would be of use to you. At that point, Evron comes in and he's like, oh no, it was Atet. Atet comes in and tells you that Evron had found someone that might qualify for what you were looking for, but that Beryl had to go to where the Harpers have like a little base of operations there in the city. And upon arriving, go ahead. You're gonna say
Oh,
something?
just another little fill-in. Atet is the magical AI, essentially, of the city of the same name.
Yeah, as you do.
And the only person that Beryl considers her intellectual equal.
Ooh,
Fantastic.
Good to know. Good to know. Yes. So then she, Beryl, and Cole went over to this place. Cole introduced himself as that he had the ability to manipulate some magic there and kind of make clones of himself as part of some of his abilities. So then they went to the Harper place and found that Evron was like, we have one person that isn't going to be quite our material, but he kind of has skills that might suit you. So they went to this little side room where the Harper reject was.
The Harper reject. Before we go though, I do want to give like some description of Cole's magic of
Mhm.
how he impressed Beryl.
Oh, yeah.
So after he left the room and everyone spoke with Beryl about a possible the types of recruits he was looking for, he reappeared in the room. And after writing up his contract, upon touching it, he just burst into magical dust. And then she heard a knock on the door, and she opened it, and there was Cole.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was his race again? Like a changeling?
Yes, which he hadn't like revealed yet, but for those of you familiar with Guild Wars 2, we basically have ported over a Mesmer into this, and so he has that kind of like Guild Wars 2 being able to make clones of himself kind of magic, which should be really interesting to see in action.
But it works in continuity
works.
because of the way that the Knights of Silvermoon operate.
Exactly.
Like,
Because at first,
transdimensionally.
whenever me and Redneck were talking about it, it was like, okay, so this was his idea. He wanted to play a Mesmer, and I was like, all right, yeah, sure. You know, we found a suitable homebrewed subclass in D&D Beyond, and I was like, all right. He's like, this is the lore of my character. He's like, but it's not very, D&D-ish because it fell in more with Guild Wars lore. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, we'll make it work. It's fine. And then I was like, no, actually, that's perfect because Knights of Silvermoon operate in a multi-dimensional space. So it doesn't matter where he's from. Like, you can kind of bring that in because a knight can be from anywhere, serving at any point in time or in any multiverse. So it was
multiverse.
The favorite multiverse, which was pretty great. So then, as we entered, as we entered into that room, we found ourselves with Styles, sitting in the dark, very emo. His hood. Like wearing all black, the full roguish attire. And he had a very interesting presence. But
Well, Styles the player, however, was definitely like very well dressed, and I think had the mantle of the really nicely dressed player in the group.
Yeah,
at time.
Yeah, it's we'll dress him up for the next round.
I'll put my makeup on next round. Just
yeah.
The eyeliner and
just
perfect.
Yeah, do that, and then just kind of like just drag it down a little bit. Just real emo. But in that line, like as they were kind of talking to him and getting a story or getting a feel for his story, I guess is what I was trying to say. He was a little on the cocky side, I feel like, but he's had a rough life. was wanting to do some good, but apparently there were some things that he was missing on his resume, I guess, and prove that he was pretty good with a knife, and that he had a really quick healing ability. I think you signed the contract in blood, did you not?
Oh yes, to impress Cole, I had sliced my wrist, stabbed the knife with the blood, and then I was like, check out my trick, because he used one of the same tricks with barrel as he did me, and he changed into like a tall kind of barrel like.
Yeah. He used
with
his
her.
chain. Yeah, he did the changeling ability.
I was like, oh, you think you're cool? So I was like, oh. I was like, look, I can heal. And I was trying to intimidate him, but we both rolled a 13.
They both rolled the same number.
Okay. Cool. Whatever. And I was like,
Graham says every time Styles walks on screen, it's preceded by Simple Plan playing. Perfect. I was almost thinking Black Parade, but that works too. So, he kind of showed that he was a little, and they were edgy. They did the whole like stare down for a minute, and then I think my favorite line that Cole said was, game recognizes game. So they were just kind of like, okay.
That's fantastic.
It might as well have been like a UFC stare down. We're like,
yeah. They're just like staring at each other, just like, okay, I got it.
Too good, setting the tone.
Yeah, and then Cole started to it was really looking him over, noticed that he had paler than usual skin, and his eyes were kind of like this grayish red color. So he was kind of putting a couple of things together that maybe this person was, of a more nocturnal variety of some sort, but didn't say anything, which is kind of trying to figure it out. So then once Styles, his character's name was Josie, right? Mm-hmm. So once Josie had signed the contract, which there was some reading of very fine print kind of thing, but both of them made the same thing, that they both were checking to make sure that there was going to be money involved, and there was a
nice
I think that
we're the best at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Exactly. I think you did. I think it was set at 2,000 gold, right?
That was to start.
To start with was 2,000 gold, and they would be able
and
to
what we find is what we keep.
You could keep whatever the things they find, as long as Beryl gets her book that she's looking for, or the item that she's looking for.
Sounds pretty substantial.
Right. Well, and I think, what was it? Was it you who said it, Josie? Josie Styles? I think it was you that was 2,000? That's it? You cheapskate? And I was like, no. In D&D world, 2,000 gold's pretty good for a quest.
Oh, but we heard the reels. Looking at this thing.
Yeah. Looking at
that
this.
AI can produce.
Yeah.
I mean, a Harper reject. Still a Harper reject, nonetheless.
Perfect. So,
I'm not paying top dollar for a reject.
You out of your mind. You must be out of your mind.
Hey, we're the bottom of the barrel, but you're the barrel, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
there you go. So then they were like, all right, well, we got another one. And Cole had said that he had been told that one of the people that he should help find was someone who was going to be rejected or leaving the harbors. And so he'd been given very vague information, finding two other people that would suit Barrow's interests, and this was one of them. He didn't get a name or a description of the person, just that they were gonna be leaving the Harpers and rejected. And so he was like, I think this is one of the people I'm looking for, and I have one more. So they were like, we have to go to the docks. This is where the next person is. Yes, Khalil, Allure dumplings. We had
Yes, fast food to sate cravings because of technical difficulties with the main course.
yeah, you know, that's
You know what
happens.
happens? Sometimes the turkey gets burned.
Sometimes it explodes.
And you go to Whataburger.
You're just like, hey fam, let's go get some Whataburger because what else are you gonna do? So Cole was like, all right, let's go ahead and I have one more person that we can try and find, but they're gonna be located near the docks in the back of the storage yards. He's like, and all I know is that they are small, scaly, and dangerous. It's like, so Barrel's like, all right, let's go. So they went to the docks, and since this was also a key moment in that as they were walking, I did describe that the city of Atet is no longer over the ocean. It is at this time in the valley of some mountains, kind of hanging out low enough to where it kind of blends in with a mountain range. So
Cool.
yeah. So I don't know if you recall from last night during our game, that Afriel mentioned something about them still being like a day or so away from land. So that kind of put a general time frame that this barrel mission hasn't quite happened yet, but is
Well done.
Yeah. So I was like, because I didn't want to like put a specific timestamp, but I was like, it's gonna be far enough in the future that, you know, it's out of the way of current moments in case anybody like is like, hey, we need to talk to Beryl right away, and it's just like, Beryl's not here right now. Please take a message.
Or dead.
Yes. You want your hair ready, huh? That I didn't even see today. Oh, Galil, it's okay. We're just doing a recap of the event, and then next week will be our first episode, sort of, altogether, which is fine because that means that we got all of our we had a session 0. We'll just count it as a session 0, and then we'll just yeah, we did it on purpose. It was all on purpose. Plan.
All part of the plan.
Yeah,
That's what Coach wants.
Exactly.
It was just a marketing gimmick.
Now you're all watching Lord Dumplings instead.
You fools.
There's a sick plan.
Mm-hmm. So then the party went to the docks to try and locate this storage yard. And upon sneaking into this one particular place, it was like dark and kind of well covered. They found what looked like, you know, when you get a stowaway on a ship and there's like the evidence of a stowaway, there's like little blankets and food left around. Graham, whatever. They went into the back of the storage yard and found there was like a little hideaway that had been set up behind some crates. So there was like, I think there was like a lunchbox. There was like a peanut butter jelly sandwich that had all the crust that was eaten, but just the crust, not the rest of it.
Like a crustable.
Like a crustable, yeah, exactly. And then they were like, oh, yeah, we'll get to Maddox here in a minute. I mean, Graham, you're welcome to come sit with us. I mean, you are part of this. You just hadn't shown up yet. That's all. Well, you hadn't arrived yet. Let me rephrase. You hadn't arrived yet. What was I gonna say? Oh, so then they were like, hello. They started calling out, and the little pile of blankets started moving, and that was our character, Ari, who plays Zur, a small kobold that was like very is persnickety the right word, Minty? I don't know if persnickety is the right word. She wasn't quite grumpy.
Sure.
She wasn't quite grumpy.
It's like really particular.
Yeah, she was kind of particular. Yeah, she's kind of just she wasn't quite grumpy, but a little grumpy. She's just very particular, very snarky little kobold. Yes. So let's see here. Hold on. Yes. So that was the introduction that we had been given for our little kobold, Zur. Turned out that they were, saying like, I told them I only work nights, and was like very grumpy about things. But, Minty was like, hey, we're here to, we're looking for some adventures to do some dirty work, but there would be money involved. And of course, as with all of them, money was like the key phrase there.
You can see why we were rejected.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like a terrible quality of yours or any of the rest of them. I mean, I think, as I recall, there was a scene where Beryl was like looking at the papers and like, no, they have family. Now these people will miss them. No.
Oh, goodness.
Like, they have too much renown.
Yes.
Too much for non?
I like how we kind of saw two rivalries, like friendship rivalries, kind of occur between Josie's character and Cole's, and then with Zur and Beryl, because they start kind of snickering back and forth, because they're the witty ones with sarcasm.
This is great.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be so fun to watch that progress with them bantering back and forth along the trip.
Oh yeah. So, eventually, wait, what was it? I think she even signed, didn't she? Like, she signed the contract, and then you're like, wait, I just hired you and I don't even know what you can do.
That's right. Like, I'm just realizing I didn't even ask you your qualifications.
and Sarah was like, that's right, you didn't. But, deal's a deal.
Well, if he dies, he won't need to collect.
That's 2,000 more gold that stays back in, that you have to return at the end of the mission.
Also, there's a clause in their contract that all damage gear is taken out of their money, out of their pay. But it's written in very tiny gnomish.
Oh, that was I think that was part of the she's like, who is that even like a written language? I thought someone was just had the pen and was just like ran out of ink and was scribbling. She was like, have you ever heard of a really decent language that most people know, like Draconic, for example?
This is fantastic.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was great. And I was like, yep. So, it was a really great interaction between the two of them. I feel like Cole and Josie are gonna be the characters that are always kind of trying to outdo each other. They're like, oh yeah, anything you can do, I can do better. And so they're just gonna keep
yeah, hooray.
I think they're gonna be the Legolas and Gimli of this little thing, where they're just kind of trying to keep tally on who takes out the most bad guys and how theatrical they can do it.
That only counts as one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh no.
So that's Zur was just like, okay, I'm in. Zur is also only 2 feet tall, so they're a really tiny kobold. I'm like, this is like a scaly, cocker spaniel or something. I don't what is. I mean, I used my little measuring tape. I was just out of curiosity, what even is 2 feet? 2 feet is like that, not 2 feet tall.
Magnificent.
Yeah, it's just a tiny person. I mean, there's no way I can and the only way what 2 feet is compared to me is because you have seen me, so how size wise. But whatever. 2 feet, it's a tiny little thing.
Yeah, and even larger gecko.
Yeah, we have a really angry Komodo dragon. No, LV, no, not yet. So what happened was when we tried to do the playback, we didn't have half of the audio. It was only part of the audio. So we decided to do a lore dumplings thing, and just kind of recap, our session 0 is what we're going to call it now. So next week will be our official first session, and everybody will be on board. But yeah, we got more Lord Dumplings, and what are we calling this one? It was Lord Dumplings fast food because we had to do it. We had to do it really quick. So also Ranger, I'm just gonna say, I have nothing. Oh, because I have my sewing stuff is right here. I have like pins and things too. See, I have like a little pin thing. So, when I do my crafting, I have pins and you have to measure things. That's why, anyway, whatever. Pins, interesting.
I can hear that at Ranger's
I
voice.
know, I can hear it too. Interesting. Imagine. That's my favorite one. Imagine. Oh, Lord. So, let's see. What else happened? I feel like that was kind of towards the end. That was because we only played for 2 hours. So it was a short, I think it was closer to 2.5, but it was kind of a short.
When David Hasselhoff came in.
David Hasselhoff? Oh my God. Okay, yeah, that's where we're getting to that. We're getting to that.
Okay, wait.
It's a cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, so then everybody's like, all right, well, we got our group together. There's 4 of us, so this should be good. They're heading out the next morning. They went back to the city center to kind of grab a meal and get whatever last minute supplies they might need for their journey. Barrels like sat them down, like, all right, so we're heading to these mines, these ruins called the Ruins of Manevis, and it's in the middle of the desert. I'm looking for a book there that needs to be kept out of, like, the Empire needs to not have this, right? And everyone's kind of sitting, having their first family dinner, kind of thing. Everyone's like eating, and everyone except, I guess, for Josie. Were you not eating? Because you not eat food? Like,
oh no, there was an interaction between me and
Cole,
who was
right?
No, not Cole. Well, Cole was before. It was one of the servants that came in before Atet.
One of the what?
The one who came in with the nice binder full of stuff for.
Oh,
for
was
Beryl.
it? Oh, Evron. Because Evron came back there.
Because I was like, do you have any like dark places that I can find something else? And he was like, I think I know what you mean. And he wrote like a little place on a piece of paper.
Cole did that. Yeah.
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 That was
that
an
Cole.
interaction.
That was Cole.
That was Cole. Cole did that.
Yeah.
Because he was like, do you want to find something? He's like, since I've been around town enough, I should know where some like dark places are, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna write down like a couple of locations and maybe
He was
a couple.
picking up what I was putting down.
Yeah, he was like, somewhere this person, is usually around here at this time. And because everybody else was eating but Josie. And so then he kind of gave him this paper, and it was like, okay. He's like, that kind of confirmed what he was thinking, that Josie may not need regular food for sustenance. So that's going to be an interesting play, because it was shortly after that we had Evron come in, and he was like, all right, I see you have your people, as it were. This is all great and all, but under one condition. I have an agent that must go with you, just to kind of like make sure that you come back in one piece, because they gave Beryl a pretty substantial amount of money to work with to cover expenses for this mission. Like a very large sum that after I said it, I was like, that may have been a little too much. But it's canon now, so I was like, oh, why not?
Well, I mean, actually, it's not. They never saw it.
That's true. Well, you
Oh.
know, but I did. I mean,
But I don't know.
Oh yeah, because it never happened. Ooh.
It never happened in the multiverse.
Because
Oh my
God.
Section
You're a
Zero.
god.
Do you want
Section-
anarchy? Because this is how you get it. Okay.
Do you want anarchy? This is how you get anarchy. And that's when we had our last and final member. Boop. Boop boop
See
be
what
dope.
I'm doing now.
Yay! And that's when David Hasselhoff came in and said, "I'm your father." Yeah. So then we were joined by one Maddox as he arrived, and he is the.
I agree. He needs to be miscast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. We could do that. We can work with that. So then we had this last individual join us at the dinner table.
Total smoke show.
Total. Yeah. It was amazing. Super great.
Picture Darth Vader with abs.
Darth Vader with, are we talking about wait, no, is this another
It's
reference
Kylo
to,
Ren. He's
yeah, I was
got
like,
that
this another
eight-pack.
Kylo
Yes.
Ren thing. God damn
Oh
it.
no, I'm thinking Darth Vader outfit,
Oh,
but the
The,
Kylo
like
Ren.
armor,
crop
but the-
top.
wait, like the armor itself has abs? Are we talking like Greek,
I'll just leave
the
that
Greek
picture with
armor
you.
Still
style?
burnt all this shit.
You know, it's fine.
That's why it's smoking. It's the smoke show.
Yeah.
Eh,
So then Maddox kind of looks over everybody and it's just like, oh my god, this is gonna be interesting.
I 100% the babysitter.
I mean,
That was
Yeah.
that was what I got from the way you wanted to introduce him at the end. Was that it's just Bear was given her how do I put this cavalcade of mediocrity that she's so sought, and then it went, I'm gonna assign this guy to watch and get the leashes, like her like little kid harnesses, because it's gonna go off the rails any second.
Protect your investment.
that's
Yeah,
basically what Graham is doing is
That's perfect.
protecting the investment because they're paid. I mean, the Harpers and us, you know, the coffers of a tent are kind of going to fund this very important thing. So now they are going to be gathering together the next morning to head out to Dagger Falls, a place that the party has been to before Iskra joined, I believe.
I know I've never been there. So
Because I think literally that was probably like a couple of weeks before you joined, because the city of Atet wasn't far from Dagger Falls, and Sonder had made a trip with some of the others to go there. Or maybe you were there. I don't remember. But anyway, they've been there once before, and it's been a while. And so then now, you know, they're gonna be going there next Monday as our little. We have Beryl, who's our Amanda Waller. We have Josie. We have Josie, a rogue Dampier. So that's gonna be fun. Oh, that was the other thing that we were talking about, like out of character, was that his
Like a
character
sneak peek into chapter 2.
Josie's character class. He's using the Unearthed Arcana, the vampire class that's coming out in the next D&D book. For
mean
Ravenloft.
Race, not class. Right?
Yes. Sorry.
Unless something else has changed that I wasn't
Yeah.
aware of.
Yeah, no. This new race. So we were looking at like some of his abilities. Like he's got a lot of the vampire like cool aspects. And I was wondering about he doesn't have sunlight sensitivity, which is good.
Because we're going to the desert.
Yeah, because that would be pretty crazy. Well, as it is, we have a
It's
quasi-vampire. We have a quasi-vampire and a kobold, both of which do not do well in sunlight. But Beryl was like, hey, you know, this is a undercover mission, so it'll be fine. We're gonna probably do a lot of night stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And but his race counts as both humanoid and undead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That's
mechanical
really interesting.
interplay.
Because
And the
Maddox
good thing is I don't
is a
have to
cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which
Like
Barrel
half the
is not
things he
too
does
excited
is
about.
all radiant and then turn undead, and it's just
Oh no.
what happened to that smoke cloud that was sitting next to me?
Where did this
Like, I'm gonna
pile?
stand behind you.
Where did this pile of ash come from? That's
Oh,
weird.
no.
Yeah, it's real bad because a lot of things he does, I think, is like not just radiant, but a radius emanating
right.
from him. So there
It's
is no
gonna be
safe
another
place to
Avengers
stand.
level threat.
Yeah.
Say again, sir?
It's gonna be another Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
Mr. Maddox,
Yeah.
I don't feel too good.
Someone snapped. Someone snapped, and Josie's gone. You see the little. Oh
Well,
no!
they said it was a suicide mission.
He just happened to be standing
Suicide.
within
It's-
10 feet of Maddox.
That's not
That's all.
suicide.
You said
That's just
suicide, not
homicide.
That's
Yeah.
homicide. One
It's
of
all a
those.
matter of perspective.
One of those sides. One of
Tomato
those.
He's constantly rolling insights on Maddox to be able to jump out of the way before.
I think he's
man.
gonna do it now.
Every
Nope, just
perception
yawning.
or
Twice for
character
flinching.
insight that I've rolled this past session was terribly low. So Barrow is completely focused on the mission, has absolutely no desire to look past the surface on these characters she hired.
She's like, I think you even said it was like, this is better anyway, because then I'm not gonna get too attached.
She's trying to go into this with no attachments.
Yeah.
I guess that
Oh,
means
yeah,
no
that's
one's
what
going
kinda
to save you.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I think that was the comment that fueled the little wittiness against her and the Cobalt. Was he was like, "Well, I'm not going to get too attached." And she was like, "Good." Let me rub this in then.
Oh yeah. Ari was hamming it up so good.
Yeah.
I am so looking forward to you guys meeting Zer and Cole and Josie and Maddox and Barrel, because this is gonna be one heck of a wild ride. I was like, and then after that we're like, oh, let me know what you need or what you're gonna want before the next day so that we can, see what items you can procure here on the Tet, or maybe you can find them in the next session in Dagger Falls.
Mhm.
And Ari was like, I just looked it up. I can buy, 10 elephants?
Yeah.
Barrel's like, we were going for like not noticeable.
We're going for subtlety here.
To which I think
That's just part of team distraction.
team distraction. Yeah, just unleash the elephants. Because when you have money, you might as well just buy elephants.
I mean, Hannibal kind of did it subtly, right, with elephants.
To be fair, mountains are kind of blocking the view.
That may have had something to do with it.
It's actually just an army of druids just coming through.
Right? I mean, if each one does wild shape, I don't see why not. That sounds totally doable. But yeah, I think that about summed up everything. We didn't end with anything too crazy. Unlike, yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't think we didn't do a after credits scene.
No. Regarding their mission, though, they did have a little bit of a talk about things that they might be faced with. Some things that were mentioned were possibly a Thayan excavation group might already be at the site, which is why Barrel's apprehensive and needs people that are good in the shadows, able to get themselves in and out of a situation unnoticed. Also, they probably won't be the only raiding party looking for this artifact. So there's some things that require their set of skills that she wasn't seeing with the other Harper agents that were given to her. So that's why she's looking for like unscrupulous people that are used to this kind of work.
Yeah.
And then they send medics.
And then Maddox, of course.
Because Maddox needs to make sure that they all are mostly, behave themselves.
That and the plan B for when things don't work.
Yes, we need someone to put all of the band-aids. You don't have to.
Also, oh, good.
No, go ahead.
You didn't say no to me microchipping them.
That's right. He's like, so what do I have to roll to like microchip them in the middle of the night? And I was like, I don't know. So I guess at some point, maybe you guys better watch your necks. Well, that's like twofold. So you have to watch your necks from 2 different people.
Well, I mean, I don't sleep, so.
You know,
you don't
they
sleep?
can get it
That's why I
done
don't-
for
Michael,
closer
chip
to
you your
free
face.
if after they accomplish the mission, Maddox's job is to ice everybody. And
Ooh.
don't have to pay out.
Don't give
Oh
them
my!
answers.
Why do you think I showed up late? I was writing out my plan.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
They were like, this is what you
Like,
have
sorry, I
to
just
do.
got done from my old execution. Don't mind the blood.
Is that a whole necklace of ears?
Like different
Oh.
teeth.
My
Oh.
scabbard is just pure cobalt.
No.
8 of them.
Oh
to
yeah,
make
that
it,
was the
so.
other. That was the other fun conversation. Is that during the day, Zerg can just hide in a backpack, and like be completely fine. I was like, yeah, you're just like a large cat. You're just like hiding in the
It's
backpack.
fantastic.
I was like, one of was it Cole that said it? Someone was like, yeah, we can just pretend that you can be part of the disguise instead of acting like a crazy person with like a tinfoil hat. You just have like a kobold. It's like, yeah, this is my hat. And then Cole said, he's like, or I can be like, oh, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and like you're my hump that's in my back, and then maybe you can like stick your head out of my shirt, and I'm like, gotta give it some water. I was like, oh my god.
I'm sure
This-
Beryl could create one of those like porthole backpacks.
That they put
people
that
like
they put
ride
with
around with
cats.
like the little.
It always
Yeah.
looked like a little baby jail to me, though, because they're always just pressed up to the glass like a Garfield clip-on thing. No? Am I the only one? Okay.
No, I can see, no, 100%. I can see that.
I
Zer-
totally get that visual.
Mhm. You do it dark enough, and like they're like what's in there, and they trying to look inside, and then all of a sudden Zer just like kobold face right in the glass. Nice little jump scare. Perfect. Yeah, no, it's gonna be so good. I am looking
Like it's my
forward.
pet cat. It hisses sometimes, but that's because she's bilingual.
So I do
Don't mind
have
the
a bet for how this is all going to end.
Okay, let's hear it now. Let's
Aries
put
gonna
bets down.
survive. She'll be the only one. But no one will know because she'll escape being 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
She multiplies somehow, or
No,
she
learned it
finds-
from Cole.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah. Maybe she.
Or is it gonna end up like the snake episode from Rick and Morty season 4? Just keeps going back in time to try to fix it.
Oh,
if
it
y'all
just
have seen that.
Yeah, but it's been a long time, and it just keeps getting worse, right?
Oh yeah, just more.
Mhm.
This Elvie comes back. Hey, this isn't gonna end well.
I haven't seen the episode, but I'll be a little bit mad if it's not called Rick Cursion.
Oh my god.
You're Snake Jazz.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Terrible, but fantastic.
Amazing. It's amazing. I am looking forward to these
Shenanigans.
shenanigans. Well, I am sorry that it didn't pan out. Me and my hubris. Also, I just see, this is why, Graham, recording it, if I didn't have you on the other side to tell me, hey, there's an echo, or hey, everybody's quiet.
Oh, you want to tell me how this is my fault?
No. I'm just saying, like,
When you
this
didn't
is-
even tell me that it was happening that day.
I told you, I just.
No, I asked you when you were playing Pirates if we were playing tomorrow. You said no and went, ha ha, harpoon. I went, okay, I guess we're not playing tomorrow. And then I get some random text.
I was like, hey, we're gonna play today, but it all worked out because, like, timeline wise, like you shut up right there at the end, so it was perfect. I mean, it would have been good to have you at the beginning. I could like it would have been.
We'll
fun.
never know.
Yeah, no. It would have been fun to have you like giving Beryl a hard time the whole time. Like why do you want this one? Like this one really? Like look at him. And then this one too. Who's like the smallest little reptile. What is he gonna do?
I can throw them.
Yeah, you could throw him. Maybe he's literally the size of an overgrown
Here's
football.
a jump scare.
Okay.
Say hello. Say hello to. Say hello to my little friend, and just throw Zur in the middle of everything. We also made that reference too because Beryl is gonna get her repeating cross gun.
Of course.
Her repeating crossbow. Just like just
Oh
firing.
yeah,
off
we were
bolts.
talking about the cleanup crew. Then she was like, just at the end, just
Just everybody.
Thank you for your
Claim my
service.
8,000 gold.
Disappointed
a
dad.
distraction.
Yeah.
this little piggy said 2,000 for me.
No. You're just giving.
See, this is how I think Ares survives because it'll be like Odd Job on GoldenEye 64, where you just sort of spray and pray over the hitbox, and she's just, well, I guess we're out of ammo now, right?
Yeah.
Awkward.
Well, we talked about her being like playing possum and being roadkill. She might just do that. Like,
just pretend to be dead. Ah, you got me. Oh yeah.
ketchup packet.
You know, all of this stuff is just feeding Beryl's imagination, and now you guys will have to like double watch your
If
backs.
it comes down to it, make sure to double tap the lizard.
Double tap the lizard. That's the next bumper sticker. Don't forget to double tap the lizard.
No, it just means at the start of this, the proper session 1, we're just all gonna gank Beryl.
Oh my god.
It too, Brutus.
You know what you did.
No.
We're just gonna totally kill Beryl.
This is your fault for hiring scoundrels.
I know, right?
We're just gonna reenact Caesar. That's what we're gonna do. Congratulations, Beryl. Don't let the power go to your head.
Yeah.
There's
could
being
be
a
bad.
session about people on the run from a Tet.
Oh,
We had
Harper's.
bigger issues to deal with right now. Thayan's a whole thing.
Yeah.
that's a problem that affects everyone.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be fine.
And
Who's-
Beryl's just one person, so
you
they
know,
got bigger fish to fry.
Oh no, she went on the mission and didn't come back. Okay,
No
well,
way,
Suicide
stop, come back.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Sorry that we'll get them next time on our first episode, not the session 0 episode, but the first one.
Yeah.
Where you guys already know each other, and then that way we're all together, and it's gonna be great. Yeah. Yay! Well, thank you everybody for jumping in on tonight's fast food Lord Dumplings.
Mhm.
I love that so far we're just. I think we should just change the names every time, like Lord Dumplings. What was the last one? Snack Attack.
With Snack Attack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it was just like, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and do an impromptu one. And this one's fast food because we had to quickly, change up some things. So it's perfect. I know. I wanted to see. Here's the thing. I was literally gonna do Taco Barrel's Suicide Squad, and then I was like, I think Suicide Squad is probably a little too on the nose and copyrighted. So we'll
Spend a squad.
Expend a Squad. Yeah. Then I was like, then I was like, oh, the Expendables, and I was like, nope, that's a thing too. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll change the title of it if we come
Well,
up
if
with
you're a
something
fan
better.
of alt music, you can do the Alfarian Rejects.
Oh no!
Good night, folks.
The,
Right.
the single-use plastics.
Single-use plastic. Oh no! That's pretty good too.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, the name and the music. I was pretty happy with how it turned out because I wanted something like paint splashy, but then I saw that little dripping fire thing too, and I was like, I want it all. Just give it all. So with that, on that note, I guess we will say goodnight, and we will see everybody next week. with brand new adventures of Barrel's Death Squad and Game of Santos. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So much fun, y'all. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
See y'all.